All right, hey Aubrey, this is 2-9, right? 2-9? 3-9, I'm sorry. We have 10 sections in this chapter. Woo! It's been a long one, okay? Part of it, which is proofs, but it's a good thing that it's a long chapter. That way we have other stuff to test besides proofs to help pad your grade on this test, right? Like, that's not a bad idea, okay? I'm not just looking at you. Okay? Yes. Yes, you betcha. Okay? All right, so 2 through 16 evens on here, page 228. Speaking of that blue paper, do you guys have him? Okay, let's do some blue paper stuff. Grab that blue paper. We're going to add some stuff to your blue paper. If I can find my blue paper.
It's actually white.
Yeah, mine's white. Right here we go. Blue paper.
Can you email me that piece of paper? I lost mine.
Ah. Okay, there we go.
Face for
Ah. And I hate how I don't know why it switches back to a pencil after I'm done. Anyway, whatever. Ah.
Not anymore.
There we go. Whatever. All right, here we go. Okay, on this piece of paper, do you guys have a backside?
Yep.
Maybe flip it over to the backside and start fresh at the top of the backside because these are all your angle pair relationships so that you can find them. I think I have more of these papers somewhere. Did you find one? I have some that are not blue. So if somebody needs one, I have one that's not blue. Anybody need a copy? Okay, blue sheet. All right, we're going to write down your angle pair relationships. Okay, so we are going to, I don't know, what should we start with? Let's start with,
Corresponding.
let's start with vertical angles. Vertical angles.
Put 2 and 2 together.
Let's go linear pair.
Wait, is vertical angle and vertical angle theorem the same?
Yes, yeah, I just am not writing theorem after each. Linear pair. Vertical angles, what? Oh, then I'm going to put it on here again. Just so that they're all in the same spot as a diagram. It's fine. We'll just write them twice. Vertical angles, linear pair. Let's go alternate exterior angles. Oh, no, we'll go alternate interior angles. It doesn't matter. And these are all theorems, by the way. Alternate exterior angles. Okay. We have consecutive interior angles. The book actually doesn't even address consecutive exterior angles. I don't know why. So we'll just put consecutive interior. We have corresponding angles. And anything else we can think of?
What about consecutive exterior?
The book doesn't use consecutive exterior. I don't know why. So we'll just leave them off. It'll be fine. Okay?
No, you got done for me.
Okay, ready?
I got done walking you.
All right, I'm going to use one diagram for this whole thing. So imagine that, like, these are all connected right here, right? Okay? So I'm going to do one transversally is going to go like this. And I'm going to have 2 parallel lines that are going to go like this. Okay? How can I show that those 2 parallel lines are parallel? First and foremost, let's do like a little arrow on each one, right? Okay? All right, and then I'm going to name these angles. I'm going to go left to right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Vertical angles. Give me a set of vertical angles.
1 and 2, 2.
No, vertical means across from each other.
Oh,
1
1
and
and 4.
1 and 4 are vertical. Hold on, I just need 1, right? 1 and 4 are vertical angles, right? Okay. Now, aside from 1 and 4 being vertical angles, what do I know about vertical angles? They are congruent. So vertical angles are congruent. If I just do those symbols, is that okay? That means they're the same measure. So, for example, we'll just put one example down. Let's say 1 and 4. Angle 1 is equal to angle 4 or congruent to angle 4. Got it? They are the same measure. 2 and 3 would be the same. 5 and 8, 6 and 7, those would all be like follow suit, right? Because those are all vertical angles, okay? All right, let's talk about linear pairs. Give me an example of a linear pair. 1 and 2 are a linear pair. Now, what happens with a linear pair? LPs are what? Supplementary, or they add up to 180. I think both of you said that. Linear pairs are supplementary. An example of a linear pair is angle 1. I'm going to say angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180, right? Okay, that's what I have going on there. Got it? Linear pairs. Now, that is true without having to have two parallel lines, right? Notice that vertical angles only deal with one intersection. We're not talking about this one and this one, right? We're only talking about one intersection. So these two lines don't even have to be parallel to talk about vertical angles and linear pairs, right? That is true no matter what, okay? Now, these ones are associated just with parallel lines, okay? So what we're about to write down is only true if I have two parallel lines and like 8 angles going on here, right? Okay? So alternate interior. Let's give some alternate interior ones. Give me a set. What? 3 and 6 and 4 and 5. Okay, we'll list both of them, right? Because there's only 2 sets. 3 and 6 and 4 and 5. Now, what do I know about alternate interior angles? Like, what is 3 and 6? They are congruent. So, AIs, should I say AIAs? Alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay, so like angle 3 is congruent to angle 6, comma, angle 4 is congruent to angle 5, because those are the only 2 alternate interior angle pairs that I have, right? Okay? Is this making sense? I'm drawing a lot of symbols. Can you decipher those? Do you understand what that's saying?
Yep.
Okay, otherwise we can write them all out, okay? All right, alternate exterior. Give me a list of alternate exterior. 7 and 2, right? And 1 and 8. Do you guys see that? Okay? All right, what do I know about alternate exterior angles? AEAs are congruent as well, right? Anything that's alternate interior versus alternate exterior, those are going to be the same measure. So that means like angle 7 is congruent to angle 2, and angle 8 is congruent to angle 5, or angle 1. I don't know why I did the bigger one first, but anyway, whatever. Got it? Okay, 2 more. Consecutive interior. How many pairs of consecutive interior do we have?
4.
Interior, just 2, right? 2 pairs, okay? And they are, which ones?
Oh, 3 and 5 and 4 and 6.
3 and 5, consecutive means on the same side, right? 3 and 5. Okay, what do we know about 3 and 5?
Equal 180.
They are not the same as each other, but they equal 180, like Brady said. Okay, so CIAs, that's weird, but anyway, consecutive interior angles are not equal, but they are supplementary, right? So, in other words, angle 3 plus angle 5 are equal to 180, and angle 4 plus angle 6 is also equal to 180. Got it? All right, last one is corresponding. Let me erase these over here. Boop. Am I writing too fast?
No.
Are we doing okay? Okay. Corresponding. Last one. Which ones are corresponding?
3 and 6.
3 and 7, I heard somebody say?
1 and 5.
1 and 5, 2 and 6, 4 and 8. They're the same corner of the intersection, right? Like this is the bottom left corner, right? Okay. How many pairs do you have? 4 pairs. Okay. So let's just do one example. Okay. What do we know about corresponding angles?
They're the same age.
CAs are congruent. They are the same measure, right? Okay. So example would be angle 3 and angle 7. Oh, I'll just say congruent. Angle 3 is congruent to angle 7. Because there's 4 of them, we won't write all 4 down. I mean, you probably could, but we might run out of room.
Can you
So
hold your horses?
there you go.
Jesus.
Okay? Good?
No.
That is all of the angle pair relationships.
Shouldn't you also put there in the same corner?
You can if you want to, like if a little hint, if you want a little hint. CAs are same spot relative to their intersection. Does that make any sense at all? That's fine. If you don't need that reminder, don't write that down, right?
That's just.
Okay? Corresponding angles are just the same corner, right? That's what we know. Good? All right, so now you have that written down, and that's helpful. But I think I've said this 3 times already. You're pretty well set. If you have 2 parallel lines, one of 2 things will happen. Either the 2 angles will be equal to each other, or the 2 angles will be supplementary, right? Okay, like you have a 50-50 shot, basically. Got it? All right, so that's helpful to note. When the 2 lines are parallel, that happens. Got it? Okay, let's go to, we'll go through some of these examples real quick. Where are we at here? Oh, we're down. We are right here. Proving lines parallel, okay? I'm going to go skip over this because these are like the alternate exterior angles and alternate interior angles and all that stuff, right? So let's go down to example 1. Use the given information to determine which lines, if any, are parallel. Okay? If they tell me that angle 2 and angle 8 are the same, like that's what congruent means. Angle 2 and angle 8 are congruent. They're telling me that those 2 angles are the same. That means which lines are parallel? A and B have to be parallel, right? Because what are 2 and 8? They are alternate interior angles. So angle 2 and angle 8 are alternate interior angles. So A and B are parallel. That's what they write right here. Circle those 2 things, okay? Alternate interior angles, so A and B are parallel. On your homework assignment, you're going to have to list those 2 things. Which 2 lines are parallel? They use this symbol. These 2 up and down dotted lines that looks like 2 L's, right? A is parallel to B because 2 and 8 are alternate interior angles. Got it? Okay, if they tell me angle 3 and angle 7 are congruent, angle 3 is here, not 7. 3 and 11 are congruent. Okay, if 3 and 11 have the same measure, which 2 lines have to be parallel? L and M have to be parallel, okay? So L is parallel to M. They wrote that already. But what are 3 and 11? Corresponding. Okay? Good? Does that make sense? Those 2 important things. They're corresponding angles. That means L and M are parallel. All right, and then the last one is 12 and 14 in this set. Okay, 12 is here and 14 is here. Okay, all right. If it's hard for you to see which lines we're talking about, which line is the transversal? M, it's the one that touches both of them, right? Okay, M has to be the transversal because it's the only one touching both 12 and 14 at the same time. So we're looking at seeing if A and B, which are these guys right here, are those 2 lines parallel? Yep, because 12 and 14 are what? They are alternate exterior angles. This is not hard, right? Yeah, not too bad. Okay. So A and B are the parallel ones because those lines are alternate exterior, or those angles are alternate exterior angles. Good? Okay, let's go to example 2, and let's have a solve some stuff, okay? So they are saying that if E is parallel to F, that's what this symbol says, right, on example 2. If this guy is parallel to this guy, then what does 4y plus 10 have to be? Yeah, like if those 2 lines are parallel, doesn't this have to be 90 as well? Because those are corresponding angles. Well, if that one's that, then that one has to be 90 as well, right? So how do I solve for y? 4y plus 10 equals 90, right? Okay, if we subtract the 10, we got 80. And if we divide by 4, we've got 20. So y is 20. And did we answer the question?
Yep.
Find the value of y. Done.
That's,
Okay, not so bad. We're just solving stuff now using our alternate interior, alternate exterior. Let's talk about this one. We won't solve it, but let's just say what you would do. This is pointing to this angle. This one's pointing to this angle. What do we know? They're corresponding, which means they are equal. So we just set them equal to each other, right? And solve for x. Okay, can you do that in your head?
No.
X equals?
X equals, 1.
1, right? If you subtract the 2 here, that would be 4x. If you add the 3 here, that would be 4, right? 4x equals 4 and x is 1, right? Okay? All right. What? If you what? Yeah, so, yeah, that sounds stupid that would be 3 degrees and 3 degrees. That's whatever. Anyway. Okay, good? All right. Let's go to, that's it. We'll skip example 3 because I think you got the idea. All right? Good? Beautiful. Okay, so on 2 and 4, make sure you answer both parts. Which 2 lines are parallel and what the theorem is, right? Or like what the relationship is. Yes, you can just do the little line, right? Okay, so make sure you answer both parts. All right, goodbye.